Pete felt bad that I was selling some stuff. I was selling some stuff because at the end of the holidays, given the fact that I'm a supply tutor and I don't work over the holidays, I've got to get my house in order, so to speak. Money is a thing. And also, if I'm going to talk to kids about the importance or the, relevance or the use of flipping, the idea that I've actually done some of it tends to be an advantage. She felt bad for me. She felt bad for me because I said, "Oh, I'm selling this thing on that thing on this thing on that thing," and it made me think some interesting things about perspective because I felt good. What was I giving up? Well, I was giving up stuff that had, to be perfectly frank, sat in a drawer for an extended period of time. I hadn't used it. I'd become. Oh, and I mean, absolutely, photography is a priority for me, but it's not a priority for me in the same way that this business is. I was listening to a Tim Ferriss podcast on something called essentialism, and essentialism is just essentially uh, deciding what matters to you the most. The simple reality is that I'm not doing my core thing as well as it needs to be done, and photography and other things like it are, fifth or sixth down the list, not close to being priorities at the moment. I sold a keyboard, like an electronic keyboard, not a computer keyboard. Um, I hadn't used it more than, 10 or 20 times in the entire time that I've owned it. So what did I give up? I gave up a whole lot of stuff I wasn't using. Stuff that was relating to priorities that aren't high on my list. So what does that do? Well, it gives me the money I need at the moment to make things okay, which is embarrassing for me to admit, but at the end of the day, like, it is what it is. My clarity means more to me than what you think. My self respect, having handled a situation, means more to me than what you might think. That self respect is worth way more than some crap that was sitting around. And also letting go of that stuff, in a Marie Kondo kind of, does it give you joy kind of way. No, it doesn't. It's stuff. It's old memories from old times with old people. So what do I have instead? Well, now I have the self-respect of knowing that I handled a situation, that I stopped being afraid of selling stuff online because I had, like I always do, convinced myself that I didn't know enough to do that and do it effectively. And that's clearly not the case because I needed to make $549 in 7 days. I appear to have made $549 in one day. And it is just valuable in the sense that every time you do something that you're afraid of, every time you prove to yourself through experience that it was essentially ridiculous that you're afraid of that thing, you look back and go, well, that was a bit silly. Like, it took me all that time to knuckle down and face that. But as soon as I did, all it took me was a day. Now I needed to be really scared. I needed to be really scared. I needed to be worried. I needed to be on the edge of destruction. That bothers me too. You don't dominate you don't find success in reactive ways. You don't find success by having to have a situation that's bad enough to scare you enough to act enough. Obviously, that's something I've got to work on. But at least I know I did what was necessary. I learned a skill. I can now talk about flipping in a more authoritative way, and now I've got a way, like another way to make money, which wasn't entirely unfun. It was pretty cool. So, uh, and I have the self respect as a man of knowing that I've contributed. Sure, I haven't found my happy place where work is concerned, but I've taken a step in the right direction. What would you be willing to let go of? Look around your house. What could you get rid of? Not just for the sake of having the extra money, but for the sake of having the clarity of knowing what matters to you and what doesn't, letting go of what doesn't, so you have a clearer focus going forward. My name's Justin Ellingham. I'm the Prodigy Life Coach. I hope you have a great day. Peace.